Welcome back to my channel. I'm glad you're here for another video with me today, or welcome if you're new. On this channel, you're going to find cooking for one, cooking for two, cooking for a crowd, cooking in general. So just come on in and make yourself at home, and I hope you enjoy the video. I'll be shooting multiple videos today, so come on, let's get to it. We're going to get our breakfast started out today with some of the Tennessee Pride fully cooked sausage patties. These were actually pretty good in a previous video where I cooked those with some pancakes. I had never tried these before. I was pleasantly surprised, so if I find them at this price again, I would pick them up. But I've got my iron skillet turned on a medium heat, so I'm just going to put 2 of these patties in there and get them started cooking. Now in the meantime over here, I've got some water in a pot on the stove. We're going to be making some grits. Now I've turned my grit pot onto a medium high because I'm going to need this water to start boiling. And I can't tell you how much water is in this pot because I didn't measure it. Now if you're going to make your grits, and especially if you've never made them before, then I do suggest you follow the directions on the package, because I don't measure mine and I can't tell you how much I put in there. So we're going to go in with a little bit of salt. Now I'm using these quick 5-minute grits. You use whatever you like. Now when you make your grits, you want to bring your water to a boil before you start adding any grits in. And just a tip, when you do start adding your grits in, don't just dump them in that boiling water, because if you do, you're going to have some big clumps. You're just going to have a clumpy mess up in there, and you're not going to want to eat those. And fun fact, my husband is actually the one who taught me how to cook grits correctly. And usually when he's home, if we have grits, he's the one that cooks them, because I do still prefer his over mine. But see, he has patience in the grits department that I don't have. I want it to hurry up and finish cooking, and that's where I mess up. Okay, our water has started to boil for our grits. So I'm just going to take my grits, and I've got a big tablespoon, kind of like a serving spoon, and I'm just going to take 1 spoon at a time, and I'm going to start dropping it in that water. I'm also going to turn my heat down to between a low to medium, more towards the low side. I don't want them cooking too fast. These are 5-minute grits. I'm going in with a 2nd spoon. You just want to shake them off in there, so hopefully they don't start clumping up. They'll start cooking, and you'll notice I'm cooking a lot of grits this morning. This is way more than enough for one person, but I have a reason. Now I'm going in with another one, and I'm going to start stirring them around. You can kind of feel how thick they're going to be. I don't want mine real thick. Now everybody has their own personal preference when it comes to grits. Some people like them thick, some like them thin, some like them savory, some like them sweet. I've never had sugar in my grits, and I personally don't care to. Now if you like them that way, that's great. You eat your grits how you want to eat your grits, and I'm going to eat my grits how I want to eat mine. But just feeling of it when I stir it, I need to go in with 1 more spoon. And we're going to do a heaping spoon this time, and this might just do it for me. In the meantime, I think our sausage is ready. I'm just going to put that on a paper towel on a plate, and I'm going to set it to the side. Now I'm going to pull this iron skillet off the heat for a minute because I don't want to cook my egg just yet. Now you want to stay on top of these grits and constantly stir them. That's another way you're going to keep those lumps from forming up in those grits. Right now we don't have any lumps, and I don't want any. So we're going to let this cook just a few more minutes. I'm going to stay over here with them so they don't get too thick. Now these grits are just about the right consistency for me. Get up here where you can see. They're not quite where I want them, but that's okay. I'm going to leave them on this stove eye just to kind of simmer and thicken up a little bit more while I cook my egg. Now when these start cooling, they're going to thicken up even more. So some may think that's runny, but I don't like my grits so thick that I have to cut them with a knife. So, but there's no lumps and no clumps in these grits. The key to good grits is cooking them low, slow, stirring them a lot, and don't dump your grits in all at one time. Just make sure you keep stirring. There's nothing worse than biting into a lump of grits that are not cooked. So we're going to let that sit there. I'll stir it occasionally, or we're going to get this egg cooked up. Now to my iron skillet back here, it's the same skillet I used for my sausage. My sausage did not create a whole lot of grease, so I have added a little bit of oil to my pan, and I'm waiting for that to get hot. I've also turned it up on a medium heat. And I'm still stirring these grits. You can tell they have gotten a little bit thicker just by sitting here simmering on a very low heat. If you keep them on a low heat, you still need to stir them periodically. Don't just walk away and leave them alone, because they will start sticking in your pot. They also could start clumping up, and you don't want that. That's about the perfect consistency for me. We'll get this egg cooked up. I think my pan is hot enough. I'm going to take one egg, and I'm going to fry this egg this morning. So I'm just going to crack it right in this skillet. I'm going to add a little salt. And I'm going to add a little pepper. We're just going to let that fry up. It's on a medium heat. I do not like my egg yolks runny, so I will be frying this egg hard. A lot of people might say, oh man, she crucified that egg. That's okay. That's how I like them. And if you don't like them fried hard, then fry yours how you want it fried. This channel is not a channel of you have to do it the way I do it. My channel is just to give you ideas. And you can take the things that I make and you can adapt them to fit how you like them. I'm going to take this egg and I'm going to flip it. I'm going to call that done. Okay, now I'm going to just take me a small bowl. I don't like my grits on my plate because I like to put some butter in them and I don't want them running everywhere. So I've got my little bowl of grits right here. We're going to get some butter put on it and we're going to eat our breakfast. Now you'll notice I have grits left. That's actually enough for another person, should they want a bowl of grits. But it's just me here right now. But I did that on purpose. We're going to set these grits off to the side somewhere and let them cool completely. And then I'm going to put them in the refrigerator. I'm going to leave them in the refrigerator overnight because I have a plan for these. And you'll have to stay tuned for another video to figure out what I'm going to be doing with these leftover grits. It's very interesting to say the least. So here's my breakfast for one. I have 2 sausage patties, 1 fried egg, fried hard by the way, and a bowl of grits. I'm just going to take me some butter. Get me a pat of butter. And I'm going to put that off on my grits. We're just going to let that melt. And I'm going to go enjoy my breakfast. So there you go. I'm going to pop these in the fridge and let them chill at least overnight. And we'll get something yummy made up with the rest of these. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would, give it a like, share the video, leave me a comment below, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you in the next one.